Imagine waking up one morning, scrolling through the news and seeing the words, "Golden Dome activated." Sounds like something out of Star Wars, right? A massive shield protecting America from incoming missiles, lasers firing in space, and satellites working together like an intergalactic army. But here's the kicker, this isn't science fiction. The US government is actually planning something like this. It's called the Golden Dome, and depending on who you ask, it's either the ultimate safeguard against hypersonic weapons, or the most expensive gamble in US defense history. So, what is the Golden Dome? How does it actually work? And most importantly, is it worth the $500 billion it might cost? Let's break it down. First things first, why do we need this system at all? For decades, America has relied on systems like Patriot missiles, THAAD, and Aegis on Navy destroyers. They've worked well against short and medium-range threats. We've even seen them in action in Ukraine and Israel. But here's the problem, hypersonic missiles. These aren't your grandfather's rockets. They fly 5 times the speed of sound or faster, can change direction mid-flight, and in some cases, even dip into space and back into the atmosphere. Trying to intercept one is like trying to throw a dart at another dart, while both are moving at Mach 10. So, the Golden Dome isn't just about rockets from Gaza or drones from Iran. It's about defending against the fastest, most advanced weapons humanity has ever built. Before we get to the shiny new Golden Dome, let's talk about how missile defense actually works right now. Every missile has 3 phases of flight. 1. Boost phase, right after launch, engines firing. 2. Mid-course phase, coasting through space. 3. Terminal phase, diving back down to Earth toward its target. Most of today's systems, Iron Dome, THAAD, Patriot, are focused on the terminal phase. They wait until the missile is already coming down, and then try to smash into it. It works, but it's risky. There are only a few seconds to react, and if you miss, well, let's just say the consequences are not pretty. This is why the Golden Dome is such a big deal. It's designed to cover every phase of a missile's flight. Alright, here's where things get fun. The Golden Dome isn't just one system, it's a multi-layered defense network. Think of it like an onion. Lots of layers, each protecting against different threats. Layer 1. Detection. Space-based satellites like the space-based infrared system watch for the heat of a missile launch. New radars like the Long-Range Discrimination Radar in Alaska track missiles through space, even if they release decoys. This data gets fed into a giant digital battle map that every system, ground, sea and air, can access. Layer 2. Interception. If it's a short-range missile or drone, systems like Patriot or Iron Dome-style batteries take the shot. Medium-range threats are handled by systems like THAAD or by Aegis-equipped ships firing interceptors. Long-range threats are engaged by systems like Arrow 3 and other advanced interceptors. These don't blow up the target with explosives. Instead, they slam into the missile with pure kinetic energy, basically turning into space bullets. Layer 3, the new tech. Boost phase defense aims to hit missiles seconds after launch when they're slower and easier to spot. This could be done with lasers in space or with interceptor satellites maneuvering into position. Directed energy weapons, high-power lasers on planes, ships, or satellites, can keep firing as long as they have power. The F-35 can act as a flying command post, detecting launches earlier than ground radars and even taking shots itself. So in theory, you'd have space, land, sea, and air all working together in real time to protect US cities. Okay, let's talk money, because this thing isn't cheap. The Pentagon estimates the Golden Dome will cost $161 billion to $542 billion over 20 years. To put that in perspective, that's 6 to 27 years of NASA's entire budget, or roughly the price of building 2,000 hospitals, or if you prefer, about 270 million iPhones. And the costs don't stop at building it. Maintaining it, launching satellites, and keeping interceptors stocked will easily run into the billions per year. Critics argue, is it worth spending $500 billion on a system that might not even stop the latest hypersonic missiles? Supporters respond, can we really afford not to? Because the alternative is being vulnerable to the very weapons designed to bypass our current defenses. So in the end, it's a trade-off between sky-high costs and sky-high risks. Here's where things get tricky. To truly stop missiles in the boost phase, the US may have to put weapons in space. This could mean laser satellites or constellations of interceptor satellites ready to pounce, but other countries like China and Russia already warned. This could spark an arms race in space. Plus, they have anti-satellite weapons that could shoot down parts of the Golden Dome, potentially creating thousands of pieces of space junk. And then there's the city protection problem. The Golden Dome won't cover every town in America. It will likely prioritize major cities, infrastructure, and economic hubs. So the question becomes, which cities get protected first? And that opens up an entirely new debate, one that's as much political as it is technological. So, how will the Golden Dome work? In short, satellites detect launches, radars track missiles, interceptors, lasers, and even fighter jets all work together to destroy threats before they hit US soil. It's ambitious, it's insanely expensive, and it could change the way wars are fought in the 21st century. But the question remains, will it actually work when it matters most? If history is anything to go by, the Golden Dome will likely face delays, ballooning costs, and plenty of political fights. But if it succeeds, it might just be the most important shield humanity has ever built. If you made it this far, you're clearly interested in the future of defense technology. So what do you think? Is the Golden Dome a necessary shield, or a trillion-dollar illusion? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because I'll be covering more of the technologies shaping our future, for better or worse.